We're doing a baseball lineup with the planets. It's simple.
Here we go.
We're running around the horn.
Yeah, let's go. So
Pitcher?
Let's start at pitcher. Okay.
1 to 9.
No reasonings. Remember, we're just saying.
No
We're not
Okay.
justifying this yet.
I have Neptune on the bunch.
Ooh.
Bump.
Okay.
Jake?
Jupiter.
Saturn.
Okay.
I had Saturn. I switched to Neptune.
Neptune would have been my second choice.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Behind the dish,
Yeah.
I have Jupiter.
Oh, so wrong.
Mars.
Uranus, and that's obvious.
Nope, that's so wrong. And
That's so wrong, and that's obvious, but we're not defending these.
and I have a really good reasoning for Jupiter
Uranus
behind
is
this.
catching.
No,
No.
Yes.
no, wrong. At first base.
I'm really hopeful for this one.
Oh, really? I'm not at all. I have Earth.
This one was my hardest position. Oh.
I have Earth.
Jimmy.
This one is
Come
they
on,
kind of
BBD.
just
Come on,
landed here.
BBD. Gotta have it.
I have Neptune at first.
It's Venus.
No.
Venus is the first
No,
base.
not at all. Okay, at second base, I have Pluto.
Pluto. This was the
That
layup.
was the easiest one.
This was the layup.
Easiest one. Okay,
was the
great
layup.
job. I would hope that everyone in the chat had that as well. I mean, that's the easiest one.
There was an argument.
If we got that wrong, I would have been upset.
There was an argument for center field for
But
Pluto.
in
Yeah,
the
that's
end,
what I
But-
said when we talked about it yesterday.
but he's playing second base.
all right. At third base,
not long strides.
at third base, I have Uranus.
Saturn.
Mars.
Okay.
This was a big one for me, but we'll justify later.
Okay. Left field,
skipping shortstop, huh?
shortstop, I have Venus.
Earth.
Mercury.
I don't hate those picks.
Okay.
But
Left field, I have Saturn.
Left field is number 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have Neptune.
This is where I have Mercury. Mercury I
Okay.
could have thrown anywhere.
I had Neptune at 7, but I switched him to pitcher.
Mm.
Center field, I have Mercury.
This is where I have Venus.
Earth. Guys.
No, there's
Earth.
No.
Earth I knew had to kind of had to be shortstop.
Shortstop or
pitcher,
center field, yeah.
Center field for me.
Yeah.
And right field, I have Mars.
Uranus.
Jupiter. And there was like, besides Pluto, I think it was the first one I was pretty confident in going in.
Okay.
Okay, now let's
Okay.
just do batting order position, and then we'll get fully into it.
Sure.
Leading off, I have Mercury.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
My lead. So I went through a few lineups. There's a few iterations, and one of them Mercury made it. In my final lineup, Venus is leading off. 'Cause Venus,
Iterations, dude.
I edited it. It's
Okay.
Venus who's my center fielder.
Yeah, Mercury's my center fielder.
Yeah.
Batting second, I have Pluto.
Ooh. Pluto hits 8.
Pluto. Yeah. Pluto's
No, he's
glove
Pedroia
first.
Altuve.
Ooh. Not a good hitter.
Pedroia Altuve. Pluto. Angry.
Not
Pissed
a good
off.
hitter.
Plays mad.
No.
But he's not.
Batting third.
modern two-hole.
What do you have two? What do you have two?
Earth.
Earth.
Okay, I have Earth 3.
I'm lined up.
I have Earth 3.
Earth 3. BBD.
Mars 3.
Saturn.
Batting fourth.
I think if Saturn wasn't my pitcher,
Okay.
I'd be more inclined to have
Yeah,
him up higher.
that's tough.
I think he hits well for a pitcher.
Batting fourth, I have Jupiter.
I also have Jupiter.
Oh, Uranus.
Batting fifth, I have Mars.
5th, I have Neptune.
I have Neptune here as well.
Nice.
Let's go.
Sixth, I have Uranus.
Uranus.
Wow.
Mars.
Wow. Seventh, I have Saturn.
Mercury.
Venus?
No, Venus is up there. Venus is athletic.
Oh, okay.
Batting eighth, I have Venus.
Pluto.
Just missed you. That's Pluto.
And
In the
batting
NL
ninth,
lineup.
I have Neptune.
Jupiter.
Saturn. It was all our pitchers, right?
We said
All
no
right,
funny
so
business.
I mean, I can start. I have notes here, and we can
Yeah.
just Mercury. The one thing I read about it was it is the fastest planet in the solar system, so I put him in center field and batted him leadoff.
Because he's the closest, so it has the quickest year.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I just
Do we
go
want to
through them?
discuss?
All right.
I don't know.
Pluto, obviously, he's Dustin Pedroia. It's Jose Altuve. He's got a gripe against the world. They kicked him out of the solar system.
I
They
agree
told him
with
he'd
those
never make the
molds, but-
lead. He's second baseman, batting second. You guys are high on Earth. I'm not. I think it's pretty boring.
Earth
I
is
have,
the only planet that has played baseball before.
Earth, I have as Mark Teixeira. I have him as my switch hitting first baseman, dull personality, but he's good. Jupiter,
I have him switch hitting as well.
I put Jupiter behind the dish because he's fat. And the one thing, when you Google one fact about Jupiter, it says you can imagine that any passing asteroid, comet that comes within reach will be caught by Jupiter. So he catches.
I don't hate that.
And I mean, I almost
It's an
think
angle. I appreciate the angle.
Yeah, for me, he was a pretty firm right field because I imagine he has a good arm, which plays at catcher as well.
I have him as
like
Benji
that
Molina.
angle.
Like Jupiter's Benji Molina.
And also,
I think what we just found is we all had Jupiter with a good arm,
yeah.
yeah,
which I don't think there's an argument against that.
Throws the hardest of anyone here. This is kind of a deep cut. I also have him in right field because I played a lot of the Mario baseball game growing up and more recently than that. And Jupiter reminds me a lot of Bowser, and Bowser played right field for me. So
Bowser, Benji Molina, similar. Okay.
Where are we?
And in the chat, Jupiter is my clear cut. He's a left-handed hitter as well.
I don't have anything.
I didn't get lost in that. Yeah.
I did this morning.
I didn't get lost in that. Okay.
Mars,
Everyone else
I don't care. I'm very confused if Mars is a cool planet or the lamest planet because humans have been able to reach it, which makes it, some people might think that's cool. Some people might think that's lame.
Right.
Because, like, all the other planets are like, come on, Mars, you got caught? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I have no notes on Mars. I just put him in right field and batted him fifth because those were kind of the positions that I don't have tied to personality.
I have Mars being like the quick twitch guy over at third. He reminds in my brain, he like is Cabrian Hayes.
Ooh.
Out there.
Oh, no way.
No.
That's how it worked in my brain, and it kind of just like clicked. When I see Mars gives off the number 5 vibes as well, so putting him at third base worked for me.
Okay. I had Mars catching. And I viewed that kind of what you were saying. Like there's some confusion over Mars.
Catching's a big personality position. I don't have Mars catching.
No, see, I think the problem with Mars is there's always kind of this hint of like, you always want a little more. Like, was there life there? Are we going there? So Mars is kind of the like, you have mixed emotions about your catcher.
I have Mars having a bang up rookie year and then never like
Gary Sanchez.
Never redoes that. Gary redid it.
Third base.
Oh.
Everything turned out to me. All right, next up. This one I was pretty firm on. I have Uranus at third base because it reminds me of big butts, and that's where big butt baseball players play. Pablo, Young Thick, Charlie Hayes, Sano, Devers.
Had him in right field for similar reasons.
Like that's where your big butt baseball player plays third base.
Uranus catcher. Joke writes itself. Easy.
Get out of here. We don't make jokes.
That's such a science camp joke.
Yeah. We're making a baseball team. I don't want your jokes here. I want to win.
Questionable. Who was your pitcher again? I was just blanking.
Well, we're going down the list. I didn't get there yet.
Well, you
said...
it
was Neptune. It was Neptune. Okay. It was batting ninth. Saturn also had I couldn't find anything that made me think anything about it, so I put him in the other corner outfield. I did have Saturn pitching at one point and change it. Okay, so Venus. My reason for having Venus at shortstop. Venus is a sexy planet because vagina, penis, Venus, and sexy is positioned on the field as shortstop. And I was pretty sound there.
I had pretty similar reasons is why she's in center for me.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. Venus is a sexy, flashy planet.
Venus was getting an up the middle position. Without question.
Venus was my player I was most confident about, besides Pluto. I mean, Pluto doesn't count.
Yeah.
Just doesn't hit as well as you think Pluto hits, but that's okay.
No, my team sucks.
Yeah, Pluto doesn't hit.
No, he does.
Pluto doesn't.
Yeah.
Know who I have Pluto as? The little guy in basketball. That's Pluto.
I like Pluto. My favorite planet.
No, not a planet.
Well, I'll fight you.
Venus, I very clearly saw, this is not a joke, as Doug Minkiewicz. Like, I closed my eyes.
So dull.
Venus is very good glove work. Like, beautiful glove work. Kind of what you guys were alluding to. You know, light hitting, you wish there was a little more. And you're like, that's our first baseman. But with the glove, Venus is beautiful.
I have Venus much more smoldering, like Camargo on the Braves, but flashy shortstop, like just sex appeal through the roof.
I think there's glove work. I'm not seeing the sex appeal.
And then I had Neptune as my pitcher because pitchers are weirdos.
Sure.
And Neptune is the one that's
Neptune would be. I have Neptune as like if
zany. Like that's the zany.
We've only got 9 guys. He's the one that would come in relief if we needed to, and then Saturn kicks over to first.
Interesting.
All right. Do you have any? Did we miss any?
Yeah. Saturn's got rings, so he's just kind of the leader of the team in the clubhouse, even if not the best player.
So that's when I bowed out of my science research. When I went to Saturn, they're like, Saturn has the most rings. And I was like, rings? Like, get me out of here.
And Saturn is one of the gas giants.
Saturn,
I knew I wanted a gas giant on the
he told me gas giant yesterday on my walk, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Easy with that.
I don't know what that means.
Easy with that.
It's one of the gas giants, man.
Easy with that.
I don't know what that means.
You got to be easy with that.
I'm sure a lot of people know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Saturn's known for its rings, right?
Known for the rings.
I had, and this was another one. There
are rings on other
It just kind of happened to me. Saturn looks like it's floating a little more with the rings, and I had that as my third baseman, like getting in position. I had that as like.
I don't hate that. That's nice.
Okay, thank you.
I see how you came to that conclusion.
It like clicked in my head, and I was like, ooh.
So I had Saturn on the bump.
Yeah.
And then I had Neptune left field, but then I saw something that made me Neptune. It was like, oh, that's the zany guy. He can be the pitcher. Because originally I was like, well, Saturn, I think is second biggest dude, so he can be like the Michael Pineda pitcher of the guy, like just big and heavy on the mound. But then I Neptune for the zany dude won me over.
Yeah. So a couple other. I mean, Mercury. I had a shortstop. We both had him leading off. I have him kind of.
We all had Mercury fast because it's the fastest planet.
Yeah,
pesky.
I was deciding between 1 and 2 for Mercury for a while before I figured out Earth needs to be up there in the 2 hole, and I knew Venus also needed to be 1 and 2. So then Mercury kicks down to the bottom.
Had Earth as my 2-hole center fielder. That's partially heartstrings attached, but Earth you're also covering. Shortstop covers the most terrain. Earth has actual terrain.
It was just like for Earth it was like just steady. You know what you're gonna get, but you're not excited about it, and that's Mark Teixeira.
He's not gonna win an MVP award in the league because like he's just kind of doing what he's supposed to do.
But you can lean on him.
He's 2-hole. He's gonna
well, the modern 2-hole
runner on first. He's this isn't.
Yeah, these are kind of traditional.
My lineup plays in 1981.
Yeah, that's what I struggled with a little bit. I ultimately
this team plays in 1981.
I think Earth in the 2-hole applies in both cases. He's going to be pretty nice.
A couple other notes.
Mine's 2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jupiter was the biggest. I put them as the pitcher. Just big, like a one-trick pony. I kind of had Jupiter as like just going to pump heaters in
I don't
there.
like that.
It's okay.
Jupiter is the biggest gas giant.
That's what.
Does gas giant just mean planet?
BBD,
it means it's one of the bigger planets and it's made of gas.
I need you to.
What are other planets made of? I don't care. Keep going.
Don't answer that and just be careful.
Gas is most of what it is. Where like there's solid liquid gases. The other planets have a lot of.
What's Earth made out of?
Solid. It has liquid as well. All of them have everything, but like gas.
Mars has a ball. Bet you didn't know that.
1 ball.
20 weeks ago.
Something I kind of thought you guys were going to have this, and I didn't see it. Uranus and Neptune. I know where I lost BBD in that. I had them as the corner outfielders. I had Uranus with the strong arm.
I viewed them pretty similarly other than...
Oh, Neptune hates Uranus. Uranus bats 1 ahead of him in the lineup, and Neptune wants to play right field. He wants to be the strong arm right fielder. Uranus is just a little bigger, just a little better. It drives Neptune nuts. Hates him.
I don't hate that. Neptune,
basically a scientist.
Neptune, I kind of have him in the 5th as sort of a vanity because I know he has a bit of an ego. Okay. Because that's why, like every time I tried to do a lineup, I had him like 6, 7 until I settled on Mercury can kick to the bottom of the lineup and kind of restabilize that with soft hitting Pluto and Saturn down there. Now Saturn hits well for a pitcher, but But that's what are we talking about? Baumgartner.
I'm not tied to a lot of these like I was with the months, but there's 3 that I'm not gonna allow someone to change my mind on. Like the other, I don't care about the other 4. But Uranus is a big butted player that plays at third base.
I mean, dude, you kind of came on the Saturn rings.
I liked
third
it,
base,
but I'm solid.
It's not that you can't play Saturn there, but if you have Uranus on the team, you feel
like when I think of Uranus, I don't think about sex. I just think of butts.
Well, I'm not thinking about sex.
Well, no, you are.
I'm thinking about jokes.
David, you're thinking about
sex
right
a lot.
now.
Yeah, right now.
And
Well,
now.
now.
Right now.
And
Yeah.
Then.
Now you're hard.
So am I.
So I like that one. And then Jupiter being the fat catcher because it's the biggest
Jupiter can
planet.
catch as well.
And it literally in its definition said it catches anything in its path. So I feel like I'm not going to change my mind on those two.
Fine.
I like the justification for Jupiter catching. I think I like genuinely, I like Uranus's mobility a bit better back there.
Why'd you just start giggling?
Because I said Uranus.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
that'll do it.
You know, a lot of the teachers tried to push the propaganda that you should pronounce it Uranus, and that's wrong.
I mean,
I think
they were
I'll
just trying to get
skip
more
science class. So I just didn't input it, so I
Yeah.
don't remember. Because I'm trying to. What grade do you learn about science in or planets?
I know we did a big planet unit in second grade.
No, what was really messed
Maybe because
up?
I went to Catholic school, they're like, "Fuck."
Did
that.
you change school? You changed schools a bunch, so probably like one of the years you were at one school.
Or maybe
it
in
was one
Australia they
year.
didn't teach it. Like I never
Digging
learned
at your
U.S.
memories.
I didn't. I
You
never.
must have changed schools a lot, huh?
I did. Yeah. Well, I did. I moved a lot.
Did.
They didn't teach I missed U.S. geography because I was in Australia for that.
Right.
So I wasn't learning U.S. geography there.
Know what science's problem was? It never circled back. Like science just assumes you learn something once and it's good. Like he's talking about the gas planets. Like they teach you that in second grade, and science are like, well, we already taught them that. History, they do loops.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're back to U.S. stuff this year. Oh yeah, I remember that. Science is not gonna say what I was about to say.
Lame. Stupid.
It's just crapola, man.
There's all yeah.
Science thinks you learn in school, which is dumb.
Yeah, because you do it like second through fourth grade. Everything else, like in fourth grade, you do like U.S. history, and then you redo it again in middle school.
Like you do the
then you
revolution
redo it again
like 4 different
in
times.
sophomore year of high school.
Yes.
In the
So you
K to
actually
12
like
system.
start to absorb it.
Oh, I think I know why. It's not important. Learning about the planets, not important.
It's true.
I think that an
I agree
elite
with
amount
that.
of people should know about the planets and be studying them. The general consensus,
people who are
like,
all in on that.
It's
should
the
it doesn't
learn.
problem
matter
with
at all.
schools. The one kid in school, like BBD, that kept screaming about planets. Like, yeah, let them learn about that. It's great for them. Yeah, I can. Gassy planets.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Careful with that.
Anything that any position that you don't want to budge on at all, BBD?
Earth at shortstop,
Do you-
shortstop or center.
Would either
Say
of you
Uranus catcher.
either of you fight me? Because let's make our lineup if we can get to a consensus. Like I don't want to budge on Jupiter
where
at
the
catcher.
coaching
That's my
set.
number one
That's your number one?
because the definition says it's big and it catches everything that goes by it.
Getting caught up in definitions a little bit. I'm willing to listen to it if we throw.
I'm happy
If we
your team
throw-
has him there, but I don't want that.
Okay, then we can't make it.
No,
I mean,
we
we
can't
could-
make a team.
I could come to an end there. I like Uranus going. I kind of like him in the corner outfield or third. I can be talked into him like trying out other spots, but he was drafted as a catcher.
I appreciate the offer.
Okay, I'm good. I don't care. We're not making a
But-
team then.
You know, my team
we couldn't be on the same.
has kind of
coaching
already
staff.
committed to their 1981 baseball season that they're about to
Yeah,
commence.
we're in different generations.
Yeah, which happens on
Mm-hmm.
the planets.
Yeah. Like if I wrote out my planets' names,
Okay.
it'd be cool.
What's your final statement there?
Like the players' names. Like my lineup is Kiermaier, Pedroia, Teixeira, Benji Molina, Don't Care.
Maybe that's probably what we should have done, huh? Is made the
Make your-
planets players.
Yeah.
But
I've
we
got-
didn't.
Don't Care
And
Mars is.
We can do some
Shane
player
Spencer.
comp stuff if you've got any off the top of your head.
I was just
Uranus is any fat-butted third baseman.
Mustakis, if you're gonna.
I
have
was
him play third.
strictly the only one that was lock for lock was Venus and Doug Minkiewicz. And I wish that didn't come into my head. Part of me wishes it didn't, but
The comp I keep going to, which doesn't fit as well now because
It's fine.
the Twins moved him. I do kind of picture Earth playing like Jorge Polanco. I have him as like a switch hitting shortstop. Gonna just turn in nice numbers. That's the vibe. I'd have to look at Polanco's numbers a little bit.
I can't even like picture Jorge Polanco's game in my head.
I don't.
It's mostly just about him being a switch hitting shortstop.
In a nice way, I don't like that. I'll give you Ketel Marte
That's not.
if you want that.
I mean, I'm willing to listen to that too.
Has high
Brad
years,
Blanco
has
was
low years, plays center field.
Well, that's the opposite of.
Ends up at shortstop.
Phil Necro's on the bump
I
for
don't
me.
hate all
Somehow
that.
he's alive in 2009.
Phil Necro's your pitcher.
Neptune. Dude's from Neptune.
Okay.
You've got. Did you say somehow he's alive in 2009?
Don't get lost.
Don't get lost in the details, man.
Because
Yes.
I mean, I got some news. He's alive in
Yes.
2021
Which is good.
And 2009, like I'm saying.
somehow.
Good job. Good job, Pill.
Mercury's a center fielder. Thank you, Nick. That's where I have him. He's super fast.
I have Mercury
Shortstop.
as a natural center fielder, and I've moved him to left. It's kind of a Gardner effect, but he's right-handed, so it doesn't quite work.
Mercury's not a lunch pail guy.
I don't mean Gardner in the lunch pail scenario. He could have played any position for me, and left field is where
Okay.
I had the biggest
You had
need for
Mercury
him.
a little versatile, a little more versatile.
Because he has the speed, just
He can
natural.
do anything. Pretty boy. Yeah.
Oh, and like my lineup, Mercury bats leadoff, but the fans are like, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
So you now are coming around on the Gardner thing a little bit.
No, because he's all flash. He can catch
all
anything.
flash.
He's Kiermaier. If they batted, I mean, I already told you he's Kiermaier. And if they were to bat Kiermaier leadoff, people are like, come on, man, he doesn't have the OBP.
I don't know. I kind of have him as Ketel Marte.
Anything else we need to get off our chest?
Imagine
here?
if we really. So if we did this and that
Wait,
was
did you
like
say
that was the dumb joke I made that I picture each planet as Ketel Marte and then that gets to him. What? What
We
does
can
this
do-
mean?
we can do that. Just say
Yeah.
it. Kyle will clip it and tag
Okay.
him. Then he'll watch it.
Every planet for me is Ketel Marte.
Can you switch to that camera angle of just Jake?
We'll get one more for the people. I picture every planet as Ketel Marte.
Wow, cool.
So we've got it.
Kyle, can you clip that up and tweet it at Ketel Marte?